Hello, welcome to NPTEL's course on communication skills. We are on the final module, this is module number 12, and again on the final lecture, this is lecture number 3 on common errors. I have been giving 2 lectures already, and this is the third lecture on common errors. And in the past 2 lectures, we have seen lots of examples, and this time I am slightly giving more examples, complicated ones, but then nonetheless they are also common errors. Now, before we actually get into the examples, once again let me remind you the definition of common errors. What do we mean by common errors and why are they significant? Why is it relevant to know common errors? Now, common errors, as you have understood so far based on the past 2 lectures, they are inappropriate and incorrect use of grammar, spelling, punctuation and pronunciation. So, inappropriate and incorrect use. Incorrect use is against the standardly accepted use. Now, a knowledge of common errors in English combined with the will to avoid them in practice adds to effectiveness in communication. What do I mean by this? If you know the common errors and not just knowing the common errors, but also practicing it, having the will to practice it. So, remembering that you are committing some kind of errors again and again and trying to avoid committing those errors repeatedly. So, that is going to give a cutting edge in terms of your communication skills. Then success in personal, professional and academic lives depend much on your communication skills and your ability to overcome this and make your communication very effective. Now, let us go to some more sentences with common errors and try to spot the common errors in these sentences. So, in the first set I am giving you about 9 sentences. Let us look at one by one. As I said, take a piece of paper, try to note down the errors quickly before I give you the answers and explanations. The first one, my niece is good in computers. My niece is good in computers. 2. She is weak at grammar. She is weak at grammar. 3. I did not went to office yesterday. I did not went to office yesterday. 4. Does she likes the gift? Does she likes the gift? 5. She asked me what I am doing. She asked me what I am doing. 6. Do not make noise. Do not make noise. 7. Look at the way it is written. I am not going to read it, because if I read it, you will get the error. So, look at this form, ITS is written here, going to rain today. So, look at this, going to rain today. And 8, nano cars are economic. Nano cars are economic. 9, the front side of the building. The front side of the building. Now, let us look at the answers. I hope you have at least identified the majority of the errors, because most of them you have been using them in your day to day communication, and then inadvertently you do not even know that you are committing some of these errors. Now, let us look at the answers and explanations one by one quickly. Now, the first one, my niece is good at computers, is the correct answer. My niece is good at computers is the correct answer, not in. Good in some subject is a common error. Also, you can say bad at computers, bad at mathematics, clever at mathematics, quick at mathematics, quick at computers, slow at mathematics, etc. But when you refer to somebody's weakness in terms of a subject, look at the next example. The correct form is she is weak in grammar. It is not at. It is not she is weak at grammar as it is given before. She is weak in grammar. Then look at the third common error that has been committed frequently in day to day communication. I did not went to office yesterday. The error here is with reference to the usage of this past form of the verb go. Here went is used, which is wrong. Why? After did, which is the auxiliary of the verb, that is go, you have to use go, that is in the present infinitive form without to. So, did go, not did went. So, which is the past tense of the indicative. So, the correct form here is I did not go to office yesterday. I did not go to office yesterday. So, whenever there is a past form, here it takes the present form, which indicates the past tense sense. So, you do not have to put another past form and create this double past, which is a common error. Avoid this. Let us go to the next one, fourth one, again a common error. Does she likes the gift? Just similar to did and then go, here it should be does and like. After does, the present infinitive without to must be used, that is you can use only like. Hence, does she like the gift? Does she like the gift? Not likes. Look at the next one. She asked me what I am doing. She asked me what I am doing. Now, if you look at the first part, you are reporting something. She asked me what I am doing. Now, in the first part it is in past form, and then in the second part it is in present tense form, which is an error unless you are quoting directly from somebody. When you are reporting, it is error. Look at this, the error in the sequence of tenses. The sequence of tenses refer to, here it is past form, and then this side also it should be past form. So, the error is committed here. What should you do? Use past tense in the subordinate clause, that is, this is the subordinate clause. If the verb in the main clause is in past tense, in the main clause she asked me, the principal clause, if that is also in past tense, then here it should be in past form to be in consistence with the main verb. So, the correct form will be she asked me what I was doing, because this was in past form agrees with the past tense form before in the main clause, that is asked. Shall we go to the next example? Look at the next one, and this is again an interesting one. Do not make noise. So common, so often we say this, do not make noise. Okay. But what is missing here is the use of the article a. You should not omit a or an depending on the sound from phrases like make a mistake. You can't say do not make mistake, it is do not make a mistake. Similarly, make a fortune. He made fortune out of this, wrong. So, you have to use make a fortune, make an attempt, not make attempt, etc. So, the correct form here is do not make a noise, do not make a noise, make a noise. Now, the next one I said I am not going to read it, but you should see graphically. The reason is if I have read it, I would have given you the answer actually. It's going to rain today. Actually, it's, if you use it in this sense, is the possessive form of it. But what you want to say here is it's, and then you want to say in the contracted form, meaning it is or it has. So, here what you wanted to say was it is going to rain today, it is going to rain today, and you wanted to use the contracted form, shortened form or abbreviated form it apostrophe s, indicating the short form of it is, but you have used by mistake the possessive form of it. Now, this can be used in something like move the gate on its side. Okay. So, the its is referring to gate, the possessive form of gate, not its, not it is. Whereas, it's going to rain today, it's been raining continuously, meaning it has been raining continuously, that is the correct form. So, this is a common error people commit between its and its, but one is with apostrophe meaning it is, the other one is the possessive form. Look at the next example, nano cars or small cars, that is what is meant here. Nano cars are economic. Now, again an error with regard to the usage of the word economic. What is meant here is economical, which is different from the word economic. Now, how is that different? Economic is connected with the economy of a country. Economic is connected with the economy of a country, whereas if something saves you money, if something is giving you financial benefit, discounts, so then it is economical. Okay. An economical device would actually save you lot of energy and thereby saving lot of money and so on. So, remember the difference between economic and economical. Do not say economic when you actually want to say economical. Let us go to the next one, the front side of the building. Now, one more common error that we often commit is with regard to excessive use of words, redundant use of words. Redundancy means you can minimize the number of words used in a sentence. When you use excessive ones, it becomes redundant, unnecessarily repeated. When the same sense is given by the other word, as in this case, the front side of the building, the front is already giving the sense. Side is redundant here because front itself means the side of something that faces forward. The side of something that is facing forward is front. So, that is the side portion of the place where you face as soon as you enter. Now, the front of the building is the correct form and side can be removed from this. Otherwise, when you use it, you are unnecessarily using excessive words, and sometimes you can also cause confusion by using lot of redundant expressions, which could be easily avoided. When you avoid redundant expression, again your language becomes tight, terse, you minimize the number of words and then you try to maximize the effectiveness of your communication. I will give more examples on redundancy. Let us look at some more errors. Another set similar to the ones that you have been committing before, but different examples. Look at the next one. When do you have the dinner? And then she is in class 8th. She is in class 8th. The PM has constituted a 5-man committee to look into that matter. The PM has constituted a 5-man committee to look into that matter. Yours affectionate friend Geeta. Yours affectionate friend Geeta. And next, she has accepted to give a lecture. She has accepted to give a lecture. And 15th one, though she is fasting, yet she can deliver the lecture. Though she is fasting, yet she can deliver the lecture. And next one, I have decided to let my hair grow up. I have decided to let my hair grow up. Now, let us look at the answers. She is in class 8th. She is in class 8th. Now, what is the error here? Although it sounds so common that we can say this easily, you have to use the ordinal numbers, that is 5th, 8th before class standard. Okay. use a simple number 5, 10 after class, standard, etc. What does it mean? If you are saying she is in class 8th, it will be appropriate to say she is in the 8th class or she is in class 8, because in a simple number like 5, 10 can be used after class or standard, standard 10, standard 8, that is fine. But when you are using that in the ordinal position, so then it is 8th standard, 5th standard, 10th standard, etc. Look at the next one. The PM has constituted a 5-man committee to look into that matter. The error is committed with regard to this usage of 5 men, which is in an adjectival position, and it is defining the noun committee. This is again a very frequently committed error, so look at it carefully. What is the error here? The plural form cannot be used in the adjectival position. What is the plural form? The plural form here is a 5 men. The correct form will be a 5-man committee, because plural form cannot be used in the adjectival position. Look at the explanation. The correct form is the PM has constituted a 5-man committee to look into that matter. Example or similar examples, you can say it is a match lasting for 5 days. If you want to use the plural form, then you have to form a sentence like this and say it is a match lasting for 5 days. But if you use this 5 days in an adjectival position as here, where it is trying to describe the noun that follows match, so then you have to say 5-day match, not 5 days match, which is incorrect. So those of you watch cricket, play cricket, so you use this easily, but then remember the logic behind this so that you do not commit similar errors, as in the case that I gave. A 5-man committee is the right one instead of saying 5-men committee. Now, in expressions like a 5-man committee or a 3-mile walk, a 6-hour journey and a 4-day conference, the noun occurring after the hyphen is always singular in spite of the fact that the preceding word indicates plurality. So, 5 is indicating plurality, but the next one, the hyphenated noun that is coming after, since it is in adjectival position, it is taking the singular form. So, remember this. Next one is very interesting. So, you use this at the end of the letter writing, and then you sign off very quickly, and often it is written like yours affectionate friend Geeta. Now, what is the error here? Affectionate is adjective, that is fine. Affectionately is adverb, that is also known to you. But when you use along with your, so then understand the position. It could be your affectionate friend, so then it comes in the adjective position, your affectionate friend Geeta or yours affectionately Geeta. So, if you are using yours, then it should take the adverb form, yours affectionately Geeta. So, you cannot say yours with affectionate. Look at the next explanation. She has accepted to give a lecture. Now, again it is with regard to wrong usage. She has accepted to give a lecture. What is wrong here? When you accept, actually you receive something. I accepted the offer, and you, when you accept, you get it in your hand. When you agree, you commit to do something, you say you will be doing it, like you say that you will give a lecture. So, when you agree, you commit to do something. So, the right form here is she has agreed to give a lecture. She has agreed to give a lecture. Let us go to more explanations. Look at the next statement. It is again in a sense redundancy. but then this is again a common error using two connectives when one is just enough. Look at this. Though she is fasting, yet she can deliver the lecture. Though she is fasting, yet she can deliver the lecture. Now, sounds okay, but if you look at it grammatically and if you look at it in usage, there is already though, which is indicating the sense that there is some problem, but still. So, already when though is indicating that, you do not have to use another connective to indicate the same sense as yet here. So, there is no need for an additional conjunction yet when though is already doing its function. So, when though is doing the function, do not add another conjunction here and make the sentence redundant. Okay. If you simply say, though she is fasting, she can deliver the lecture, the statement is fine. It makes complete sense, there is no problem at all. This clarity. Look at the next one, 16. I have decided to let my hair grow up. So, again it is normal to think that, oh, hair grows and probably it grows up. So, it is easy to say grow up, but then understand the difference. When you say grow, you actually become bigger, increase in size, which means the inanimate things like hair can grow, it becomes bigger, it increases in size, just like your nails, they also can grow, they also become larger in size. Okay. Whereas, when it is grow up, it is actually referring to the child growing up and becoming an adult, or the adult growing up as a man, as a mature man. So, now the difference is that between using grow up to animate beings like human beings and animals, than using grow to something that is inanimate like hair and nail. Okay. You see the difference. So, then you use it carefully. I have decided to let my hair grow. I have decided to let my hair grow. So, understand that if it is inanimate, so then you better use things which are, of course, you may think like how is that inanimate? Inanimate in the sense that it is just not in the sense of moving on its own volition like an animal or a man. So, keep that in mind and use grow if it is indicating the size of nail or hair, but you need to use grow up only if you are referring to somebody growing up in terms of maturity. Let us go to the next set of examples. Look at this, my tooth is paining, my tooth is paining. Again we say this very commonly, my tooth is paining. So, see what is wrong in this. And the next one, she did not allow me to cut jokes in the class. She did not allow me to cut jokes in the class. Next, this book comprises of 6 chapters. Again a common error. This book comprises of 6 chapters. Followed by, the baby had temperature yesterday. The baby had temperature yesterday. Again this sentence sounds normal, but there is a common error here, identify that. Sentence number 21, he returned back home from his office. Again we say this frequently, identify the error. He returned back home from his office. I am giving a clue, it is again with regard to redundancy. So, we have already seen one example in relation to redundancy. Identify what is redundant here in this sentence. Let us go to the next one. She and myself went to the seashore. See, she and myself went to the seashore. And 23rd one, you are more beautiful than her, you are more beautiful than her. Okay. I hope you have quickly noted down the errors. Now, let us see whether your answers match with mine. Let us look at the answers and explanations. Now, the first one, I said it is a very frequently misused word in terms of paining, using it with tooth, etc. My tooth is paining. The error is here with regard to the usage of the word paining. Why? Look at the explanation. Ache is the appropriate one here, aching in fact. Ache is usually used either as a verb or in compounds with tooth, ear, head, back, stomach. So, you will say, I did some weight training on Sunday and my shoulders have been aching ever since. So, you will have toothache, earache, headache, backache, stomachache. Okay. You may also say, watching that boring movie is giving me a headache, but if you want to use pains, pains will be used in a sentence like this: after jogging, I had pains in my knees. After a run, I had pains in my legs. So, you have pains in some part of your body, that is fine, but then when you are using it in this sense, it is ache. So, the correct form is my tooth is aching, my tooth is aching. Shall we go to the next one? Look at this, again this is very frequently used. When you sit in canteen, you make some jokes and then sometimes you use this phrase. Look at the way it is used. She did not allow me to cut jokes in the class. Maybe the teacher. She did not allow me to cut jokes in the class. What is wrong here? In the standard accepted English usage, you tell a joke, you make a joke, or you crack jokes, or you tell jokes, make jokes, crack jokes, but only in Indian English form you cut jokes, because again in some of our regional variation, literally if you translate cut jokes, we have equivalents, or rather we use the phrase that is available in our regional language and then we transliterate that and then we use an expression like cut jokes, which is not acceptable in standard English. So, you can say she did not allow me to make jokes in the class. She did not allow me to make jokes in the class. That is correct, acceptable. Now, the next one is again very interesting and a very common error committed by many people. This book comprises of 6 chapters. So, at the first look it looks like there is no error in this, but as I have highlighted, the error is with regard to usage of preposition along with comprises. Reason: comprises will not take the preposition of. So, this building comprises of 6 rooms will be wrong. So, this building comprises 6 rooms. This apartment comprises 3 bedrooms, okay, not comprise of, comprises of. Now, if you are used to using this preposition of, you cannot use it with comprise, but if you insist on using it, then the word that you can use is consist, not comprise. Look at this. This book consists of 6 chapters, that is correct, but if you have to use comprises, then you have to say this book comprises 6 chapters. This book comprises 6 chapters, whereas this book consists of 6 chapters. Is it clear? So, this is a difference between the usage of comprise and consist. where consist will take the preposition of, whereas comprises will not take the preposition of. Both mean the one and the same. So, they are synonymous with each other. So, when you use it very carefully. Look at the next example. The baby had temperature yesterday. The baby had temperature yesterday. Now, what is wrong here? We use this commonly, but the correct form is the baby had a temperature yesterday. The baby had a temperature yesterday. Reason: temperature is both a countable and uncountable noun. It is both used in the counting sense as well as in the uncounting sense. When it is used in countable sense or referring to a person's body temperature, a precedes it. So, that is why you need to have a temperature. The baby had a temperature yesterday. You may say he is in bed with a temperature of 90 degree. He is in bed with the temperature of 90 degree. So, he is in bed with temperature, and when you try to quantify that, then it becomes an error. So, do not commit that error. Remember that with temperature, actually it goes with, in counting sense, the article a. Now, look at the next one. Already I gave you the clue. I said that this is an example of something that is used redundantly. What is used redundantly here is the word back, because as you looked at in the sentence front side. So, side was redundant there because front is indicating the same sense when you put side there. Similarly, he returned back home from his office. Back is redundant here because he returned, that returning itself is indicating coming back. He went in the morning, but is coming back in the evening. So, this coming back is implied in the word returned. So, you do not have to again say back. He returned home from his office, which clearly means he came back home. Okay. So, morning he went, but now he came back, which means he returned, same as saying coming back. But you do not have to use back when you use return, otherwise you are committing this error of redundancy, which becomes a common error. Look at the next example and explanation. She and myself went to the seashore. She and myself went to the seashore. Now, myself is the reflexive form of I. It is used when the speaker or writer is also the person affected by an action. That means, you can use myself only when you are using I myself did that, I myself was part of that enquiry. So, when you use myself in the reflexive form of I, then it is correct. So, and when do you use it? It is used when the speaker or writer is also the person affected by an action. So, then it is correct. So, as in the example of I cut myself on the knife, I cut myself on the knife. So, this is fine, this is correct. But if you are saying this, she and myself went to the seashore, so then the correct form is you have to use I instead of myself. She and I went to the seashore. This is the correct form. Look at the next one. You are more beautiful than her. You are more beautiful than her. Now, the correct form here is you have to use she instead of her. As I have indicated here, her is wrong. You are more beautiful than she, that is the correct form. What is the explanation? She is used as the subject of a verb. She is used as the subject of a verb. her is used as the object of a verb. Now, here she is used here in the subject sense. So, she came to her, she subject came to her object. So, there her is correct, but here it is incorrect because the correct form is the subject form should be used, that is she. So, that is why you are more beautiful than she. Now, let us look for more errors. Look for more errors in these sentences. Look at this one. Her voice is as sweet as the nightingale. Her voice is as sweet as the nightingale. Next one. He thinks highly of you. He thinks highly of you. 26. The eyes of the girl are like a deer. The eyes of the girl are like a deer. Next. He is an alumni of IIT Kanpur. He is an alumni of IIT Kanpur. So, this again a very commonly used one, but what is the error here? Look at the next one. His father has bought him a new dress. His father has bought him a new dress. Next one. I am senior than you. I am senior than you. And the last one for this lecture. Her continual talking prevented me from concentrating. Her continual talking prevented me from concentrating. Let us look at the answers and explanations. First, her voice is as sweet as the nightingale. Now, what is the error here? You should use that of. That of should be added to indicate that the comparison is between the voices, but not between the voice and the bird. So, the comparison is between the voices. If you want to indicate, you should use that of, but as such when you say her voice is as sweet as the nightingale, what you are saying is her voice is sweet like the nightingale. But if you want to say just like the voice of the nightingale, her voice is also sweet. Now, in order to indicate that, you need to use that of. Her voice is as sweet as that of the nightingale. Now, her voice and that of the voice of the nightingale, both are sweet. That is the meaning, and that is what you intend in a sentence like this. You are comparing the voices which are sweet, not the voice and not the bird. Is it clear? Let us look at the next one. He thinks highly of you. He thinks highly of you. Now, high is adjective, highly is adverb. So, when you have to use an adjective, use adjective, not an adverb. So, the correct one is he thinks high of you. He thinks high of you. That is the correct form. Let us go to the next one. Again it is in terms of comparison. The eyes of the girl are like a deer. The eyes of the girl are like a deer. Now, here again the same error as before is committed. Those of should be added here. If you are going to indicate that the comparison is between the eyes of the girl and the eyes of the deer that you are comparing, then you have to say those of, but not if you are simply saying that it is eyes and the animal, then you can leave it like this, which means the eyes of the girl are like a deer is referring to the eyes resembling a deer, but you actually mean to say the eyes of the girl and the eyes of the deer, they resemble each other. In that case, you should use those of, and then it becomes clear, and the clear sentence is the eyes of the girl are like those of a deer. The eyes of the girl are like those of a deer. Look at the next one. He is an alumni of IIT Kanpur. He is an alumni of IIT Kanpur. The error here, is with regard to the use of the word alumni, and the correct form is he is an alumnus of IIT Kanpur. Explanation: alumni is plural form. Alumni is plural form. You can say they are alumni of IIT Kanpur, referring to a group of people or a batch of students. If you refer to, they are alumni of IIT Kanpur, alumni of IIT Bombay, and so on. But alumni plural refers to the former male and female students of an institution. Alumnus indicates the singular and male form. If you want to refer to the person in the singular sense, then alumnus should be used. This is also comparable with the usage of alumna. So, alumna is singular form of a former female student, which means if the sentence is she is an alumni of IIT Kanpur, it should be corrected as she is an alumna of IIT Kanpur. So, alumna, alumnus, singular form, female and male form correspondingly. And alumnae is the plural form of former female students, alumnae. So, use the word according to whether it is singular or plural, whether it is male or female, instead of using alumnus for everything, whether you refer to male or female, whether singular or plural form, alumnus is used randomly, which is incorrect. Look at the alumni is used randomly, not alumnus or not alumna. So, using alumni as a kind of umbrella term for everything should be avoided. 28. His father has bought him a new dress. This is again with regard to the usage of the word dress with regard to the gender that it is associated with. Now, how does it differ? What is the error here? As I said, its usage with regard to dress. Dress, clothes, how is it used? Suits. There is a difference in terms of gender. Look at this. Men and boys wear suits. Men and boys wear suits. Only women and girls wear dresses. It's a beautiful dress. You actually refer to a girl wearing a frock or something. But when a boy comes with a nice suit, you cannot say that your dress is looking so beautiful, your suit is looking so beautiful, or you look handsome in this suit. As an uncountable noun, dress can however be used in the case of both men and women, that is generally when you use it in an uncountable sense. So, there are examples like this. His father does not care much about dress, which means what he wears, what he buys, he does not give a damn to it in a very uncountable sense. Girls usually pay more attention to dress than boys, again uncountable sense. But when you specifically refer to a male wearing it, then it should be like this. The corrected form is his father has bought him a new suit, some new clothes. His father has bought him a new suit, or he has bought him some new clothes. So, that will appropriately suit the gender to which you are attributing the material that the person is wearing, then it becomes correct. Look at the next sentence, again a commonly mistakenly used error. I am senior than you is incorrect, because you can say older than, but when you say senior, it is always senior to somebody. So, again the usage of preposition, appropriate preposition. So, I am senior than you should be corrected as I am senior to you. If than is used, then the expression will be I am older than you, I am older than you. That is in terms of age. Again understand the difference. Older will indicate in terms of age, but senior indicates in terms of the position, the time period occupied by a person in a profession compared to somebody else. in this case even an older person can become junior to somebody, because the older person joined later than the person to whom he has become junior. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, the last one, her continual talking prevented me from concentrating. As I have indicated here, the error is with regard to the usage of the word continual, which is frequently mistaken with the word continuous. Her continuous talking prevented me from concentrating. Her continuous talking prevented me from concentrating. Now, what is the explanation? Let us look at the explanation and the difference between these two words using continual and continuous. Now, at the outset, both words look similar, but there is a difference. Continual means something that is always occurring. Continual means something that is always occurring with obvious lapses in time. Continual rainfall during the year in this area, which means there is some gap, but it will be there. Continuous means something continuous without any stops or gaps in between. It has been continuously raining for the past 3 days, that means no stop in between. Other examples, the continual music next door made it the worst night of studying ever. This means the music was always occurring. Of course, in between they stopped, but then it was constantly troubling the person who was focusing on studies. So, it troubled the person. Now, in the example that we discussed, the correct form is her continuous talking prevented me from concentrating. This means she was talking without any gap, continuously talking. So, she was not allowing me to concentrate on my studies or on my job or the work that I was having at my hand. She was not letting me concentrate on that because of her continuous talking. Now, hopefully, these representative examples of common errors have given you some idea, a fairly good knowledge of the kinds of errors that you should be avoiding. Now, keep noting when you read good books, the usage of some of the words, sentences and the way they are used grammatically. Now, when you write, you try to remember some of the forms that you have imbibed in your reading. You should also listen to programs, especially the ones that is being used in standard television channels, where you happen to expose yourself to the native speakers and then listen to their usage of these words. Internalize the correct usage and try to practice. As I said, it is not enough knowing them. You should also know how to practice it when you are speaking or writing or even pronouncing. So, you should be able to say that clearly, so that it becomes intelligible to your readers. Now, it is time to take a small quick quiz and let me see whether you are able to get it correctly. I am just putting 6 questions. So, see whether you can get 6 out of 6, and first I will read it and then we will quickly discuss the answers and then you have your own score. Look at the first one. A man of sound dash. Choose one from the 2 choices given. Principle, succeeds in life in the long run. The second one, many decisions taken in life are of only momentous importance. Choose one between the 2 choices given. Third one, soon after his arrival, he went to the manager to pay his compliments. Now, the only difference is between I and E used here. Identify the difference and then select the appropriate word. Next one, during the later and latter half of the year, the production went up considerably. If you are not alert, you will lose the chance. The difference is indicated in terms of spelling. The office manager occasionally carries out a physical verification of stationery items in stock. Again, if you look at the difference, it is just in terms of one letter E and A here. Identify the difference very quickly. Check out your score. I am just going to give the answers and quick explanations. A man of sound suggesting ideas, ideologies, ethics. So, all these are connoted by the word principle, not principal. So, who is the main head of an institution? The principal of a college. So, here the correct one is principal. So, give 1 if you have got the answer correctly. Next one, many decisions taken in life are of only dash importance. Here the context is suggesting here it is of temporary importance, which means it is of momentary. Now, what is the meaning of this word momentous? Momentous is something of great significance. It was a momentous event when that celebrity came to our college. Next, soon after his arrival, he went to the manager to pay his compliments. This is pricing or giving greetings in that sense. Compliments with E would refer to something that is supplemented, something that is added, something that is put as an extra parts. During the later half of the year, the first one, indicating something that happened in terms of time after some time. So, you are saying later the production went up considerably. Now, the other one latter, you know, will go with former. So, when there are two objects or subjects you are comparing, one is former, the second one is latter. The difference is in terms of letter, one added T, as well as the change in the vowel pronunciation, later and latter. If you are not alert, you will lose the chance. This is a common error. It is not LOOSE. This loose is like your trousers is getting loose. Okay. So, freeness in size. The office manager occasionally carries out a physical verification of stationery items in stock, and the E you can remember in pen, PEN. So, pen is a stationery. So, you can link it that with stationery. So, it means pen, pencil, paper, etc. that is used for office purposes. Okay. Stationary, NARY, is indicating something is not moving. So, the vehicle is stationary because of the accident that happened. Okay. It is indicating that it has stopped. I hope some of you at least have got 6 out of 6, but even if you have got 4, it is a good score, and even if you have not got that much, do not worry. I have already indicated some good reference books. Use these books once again and go to the web links, go to these links whenever you get doubts. So, as I said, some of these links are clearly telling the difference, what is the correct usage, and if you are able to use them in your day to day life, and especially whenever you come across some kind of doubt, when you go to them and get it clarified. So, you will be building up your communication skills and moving towards causing that effective communication. Repeatedly I am telling you, it is your communication that is going to rise the bar of your life standard very high, whether it is success in professional or in personal life. It is the effectiveness of your communication that matters, and minimizing common errors, avoiding common errors is actually giving you that cutting edge. Wishing you all the best. We have completed this session on common errors, and together I hope it gives you a very holistic view of communication skills. This is towards the concluding part of the course that I have thought of giving you a set of common errors comprising grammar, punctuation, pronunciation, etc. So, with this, hopefully I think you are fully equipped to move towards onward on a journey of a very successful, good communication activity, and I wish you to become not just a good communicator, but an excellent communicator by using all the materials. Thank you, good luck, all the best. Thank you once again.